Hello,
Uh,
sir. How are you?
yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you. Hi, Mansi. How are you?
I'm good too. So, how
Okay.
has your day been so far?
It's pretty cool, like as usual.
That's great to know. So, what would you like to discuss today?
You have some topic, then you can shoot me. And
And anything that you would like to talk about, that would be cool.
okay, mm, like mm, give me one moment. I'm thinking.
It's absolutely
So
okay.
yeah. So where do you from?
I'm from Delhi. Where are you from?
I'm from Jharkhand. Jamshedpur. I used to be stay in Delhi, and
Mhm.
now I'm completely for the next 2 years. Like last 2 years, I'm staying in the Jharkhand. Have you heard the
Because
place
of
called
lockdown?
Jamshedpur?
Yes,
Not
I
not
have.
lockdown. Actually,
Jamshedpur is famous for
I
steel,
actually
right?
moved. Yeah, I
Oh,
relocated. I used to
all
be
right.
in New Delhi. I had been working last 12 years in New Delhi, and I decided to start my something on. So I started, and now I decided to move back to my hometown. That is Jamshedpur.
Okay, so do
That's
you
why.
run a business?
A small sort of, you can say. I have my own client.
Uh-huh.
So whatever I learned from my past corporate world, which that skill I'm using right now.
Which is great. It sounds
And
very interesting.
yeah, it's really tough decision as well because and very challenging. Like whenever you start a new job,
Sure.
a new things business, you did not have any idea that you will get the same salary that you are getting in the corporate world,
Right, right.
and also the falls and downs you have to be taken care of. Like if you start in a business, you will get lots of losses and
Hmm.
something. So you have to be taking care of it as well.
Definitely. Having a business is definitely more challenging than having a job because
Yeah,
it's multifactorial. You're responsible for everything on your own. The paycheck is not decided at every
exactly.
end of the month. So
Because you have to see the reality as well. You cannot
yes,
directly
exactly.
blindly jump on that business. You
It
have to
has
be
to be a
think.
very well thought of decision.
So every perspective you have to think for that.
Definitely,
Like,
definitely. I hope it's working out well for you.
yeah. It's almost 5 years. I'm still working with my clients, and my client is like kind of permanent. So my client
Oh,
used
that's
to
great.
send me the chocolate like whenever I have completed some precious projects. So my client is very happy.
I am very happy to know that. I hope your business only thrives further ahead.
Yeah. So I'm a
Right.
web designer. So I also run my blogs as well as my YouTube channel and some multiple clients from the United States.
Mhm.
So so these are the things that I currently working on it.
That's very fascinating. You're a web developer. So I
Yeah.
could barely ever understand computers, HTML, something that we learned back in school, which I think is foundation of
Okay. Yeah. That is the foundation. Yeah.
right. I struggled very hard with it. So I let it go at that moment.
So what do you do apart from the Clapingo? May I ask?
Oh, sure, definitely. So I'm a student. I'm
Okay.
pursuing my master's currently in psychology.
Oh,
Uh,
psychology. It's a nice subject.
yes, it is. I enjoy it a lot. So
Okay.
that is what I'm doing other than clapping. It's just something that I enjoy doing because it's a nice space to
To meet so much people and also learn
yeah,
something new every time whenever you meet someone.
definitely. It's always learning something new. Every client or every learner is a new person, and they have their own new background. They have a freshness to them. So
Yes, exactly.
it so as a tutor, it's a really fun experience for me to be associated with it.
Wow. And really, it's a really honor to speak so many tutors here.
Right, definitely. I think you live really close to some biodiversity or like plants because I could hear a lot of birds chirping from your
Yeah,
background,
yeah, yeah. I'm in the society, and there was so much tree. That's why the birds are chirping, and
which is a really great thing because where I live, we barely have any tree or
I know, I know the Delhi. I have been in 12 years, and I know that place. I used to stay in the
right.
Uttam Nagar. It's a very crowded place.
Oh yes, I know. I know. I
Which
have
part
some
you stay in?
relatives. I
Which
stay
part
in
you stay?
Dwarka. I stay in Dwarka.
Dwarka. Still, it's on that way, so you
Yes,
will not find
so
that much space.
exactly. But as well as I do have some relatives living in Uttamnagar, so I know it's very congested area,
Yeah, yeah.
overpopulated.
Oh, yeah. It's blasted actually. Like
Yes,
everyone wanted to shift there because it's a cheaper. Everyone
yes,
wants to buy a
definitely.
flat. Even though I also decided to buy a flat there, but I decided that for my future I have to be moved place. So I thought myself that I had started my work, I can work from anywhere, so why to stay in
Mhm.
Delhi? Delhi is nowhere to, like, if you are not doing a job, then it's no thing to stay there.
It's no good to be living here. I mean,
It's not
it's
good to be living
difficult
in.
for me
Yeah.
to say because I have been born and brought up here, so it will be difficult for me to move out. But I
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
that there are much better places than Delhi in terms of the environment that we have here, or in fact, I
yeah,
think expenditure as well. Delhi must be very expensive than other cities. Is it?
yeah. And day by day, yeah. And also the day by day the population is increasing, and the crimes and also the uh, competition of the business. Like whenever you
Right.
think, I also started I also thought for the business in Delhi,
Mhm.
like in my place and like in my Bihar. But there are a lot of competition, so it is very difficult
Mm.
to sustain your business and make a good brand.
Yeah, to
So
make profit more so.
yeah, if you're lucky, then you are. But most of the time, people fails all the time whenever
Right.
they start one.
Right. There are only a few lucky ones because there's so much competition here. There are so many people and so many people trying the same thing. So
Yeah, yeah.
that does become a problem. It does.
Like when I used to work for a company, look, for all my colleagues used to say that I want to start my business. Everyone say, but
Mm.
it's a barely any single person tried to step ahead, because uh, because saying is different and doing that thing is different.
Yeah,
Because
definitely. Definitely. To leave a job and get into business is a huge risk. It needs
yeah,
courage.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Like when I was working, I love my skill, I love my what I do, but I don't like to work for the company. The politics in the company. Always
definitely.
you're working die hard, you are working day and night to complete the project within the deadline, and at the end you will not get a reward. Like something like if boss will come and say you that you have done that project, that very difficult project, in a time well done. So these words, if the boss will say, then you will think that I'm a good person, I'm a good source for a company who is uh, uh, making a good brand,
Mhm.
so for
Right,
a company.
right.
So like you are not getting that much of respect, and also you're also not get that position, like senior position. Like you are working hard and you are very older in the company, you had to spend like 10 years, 12 years in a
You've
company,
invested
and
in the company.
yeah, invest in the company, and but you will not find the bigger position
Mhm.
because of the politics, as well as something in the inter, the like the boss and the manager decided to do hire another guy. So
Right,
that thing
right.
hurts me. Like I was working hard, why did not I'm getting that much of it? So I decided to start my own thing. Like for example, if a
Mhm.
client is hire, if a client hires me and for a month and he's paying like 2 lakhs for a month, but that 2 lakhs money is giving to the company, not for me. So I decided,
Definitely.
why not to connect directly from the client. So that thought
That's
comes from
great.
my on that time, on the
Right, right.
at the time, and I decided to uh, build my own client, like
Plus, you
like
have
the
enough
company do.
experience.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what. So I just made a goal on that time, at that time, so to build a client like the company do.
Mhm.
And fortunate, I got one client, and after that I started building my own brand. And finally, after one client, he gave me another client. So like whenever you complete one project with a good respect, with a good proper timing, so that client will give you another project. And also he will share some other client as well, that
Right. So
I
you
know
build,
that
so
guy,
it
that
helps you build
brand
your
who is.
network.
Yeah, exactly. exactly. Good network.
That's great. That's great. But that's the
Because
nature of corporate. It's very exploitating. Corporates are exploitative in nature.
exactly. I don't
Yeah.
know, like if you talk about any big company, they are not judging the skills. They are now hiring the people who is more capable of in the politics or in other aspects. Like I had spent
Definitely.
12 years. Like if I get a chance to, if I got a chance to hire a person, so my managers used to say that hire a list knowledge, list skilled person, not to hire a skilled person, because if you hire
Oh.
a very skilled person, then your job will get in danger. So I
Mm-hmm.
ordered from my manager, so you have to be hire a person who is very less skilled.
Yes,
So
I think they also hire less skilled people, then offer them lower salaries. So it's a benefit
yeah,
that they're trying to earn for themselves, and they're anyway
yeah,
exploitating people who have skills and are experienced in terms of security of their job.
yeah, exactly. So they don't care for the company. They only think for their job. They want to sustain for that company longer. They don't care for the, if the client go away, if client is like is not happy for your work,
Hmm.
they do not care. Like the manager did not care. They only think for their job, that I want to stay
Definitely.
this company longer. So like my manager, he's still there like almost 20 years on that same company. So I
Oh.
was on there 4 years, 5 years, I think 4.5 years I was there.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
learned one
I mean,
thing,
it
that
also
skill is not
explains.
only the part to sustain a company.
Right. Right. I now understand when
Exactly.
you say that, it's more about politics than skill. Right.
Hmm. Like every big corporate world, like if you go there, but now it's good. Like everybody is sitting at home. There is no politics, so everyone has to be
Mhm.
working independently nowadays. Like everything is working virtually. No, now the
Right,
corporate
right,
world,
right.
now every person is work at home, so there is no place for the politics.
Mhm.
And I think people are like are enjoying at home, even though
Really,
if it has to work
uh-huh.
for like more than working hours, they are happy.
Probably. I mean, I'm not entirely aware of it, but I'm of opinion that politics can creep in from the smallest of holes
Mm,
that it finds.
yeah,
So it can
yeah,
definitely make
exactly.
space even in the virtual setup.
Yeah. And if you have a bigger goal, na, then corporate world is not for the entire life. Just spend like few years, 4 to 5 years, and after that you have to jump it out. Like
Definitely.
you can jump it for the bigger company or start something which you have already made, like your
Right,
goals.
right. It's only a matter of experience. That you gain
Yeah,
some experience up in your skill, in your field, and in general about corporate world as well, and then you move on, hop on to something else.
exactly. And many of the persons are get adapted to that relaxed situation. Like now they are happy for their
Mm.
what they are used to stay in a company very relaxed. They do not have lots of work. They are just completing the month and getting the salary. They're not thinking for the future, but they did not realize what will happen if the client will go away, if the project will end. Company will not
Right.
be your personal, that if he or she will, like, company will hold you for a like 2 month 3 month more, like more than a year. No, company will only is giving you the salary because you have
Till there are
something that
clients.
you are doing. Yeah, with the client.
Right, right,
So
right.
you always have to think for the plan B as well. Like if company is not giving me that much of respect, that much of increment, the
Hmm.
hike. So like they are the two type of person. Who the one person is who is adapted, like who he's happy. If the company will not give the hike, I will still stay that company, because
Right.
they do not have that much of courage to move
Hmm.
to another company. And
Hmm.
another person is, they will not bear it. They will find a bigger company, or he or she will start their own something which
Hmm.
he is passionate about. And I also saw many of my colleagues, they were not happy in the
Hmm.
corporate world. Some of us left the job to prepare for the government job, right?
Oh, yes, a lot of people do that.
So a lot of people, like, they were not happy. They know they can see the future. There is no future for the corporate world. Even though you stay like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, there is no future. So some
Hmm.
of us still think for the future. They started preparing for the government job. If he is
Mhm.
lucky, he or she will get the job. But
Right, right.
you have to be think for future in a good perspective.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, it was very enlightening. I did not understand so many dimensions of the corporate world as you do, because of course you have
Yeah,
experience in it. Uh,
yeah,
but but yes, definitely, a lot of people just make it their comfort area. That promotion, respect or not, they're getting paid. They're getting paycheck at the end of the month, so they're just fine there. And it's difficult for a lot of people to move out of their comfort zone. So I
and
think that is also a reason that
yeah,
people stick
yeah.
around.
Yeah, and you have to be in that rules and regulations. Like you will not get a leave. Like if you need an
Mhm.
urgent leave, then still you will not get a leave. So you have to be
Mhm.
very much take advance notice for that.
Yes,
For
yes. You're
for
very
for me
bounded.
now, for very bounded. For me, that I'm independent. I can work from anywhere. I just need a laptop. So my client is like he or she make a conversation in a week. If something happens to their website, to their business, then they email me. So I just sorted out all the issues, and then so it is
Mhm.
like quite handy for me. I can work from anywhere. So
Mhm.
making these
It
things
definitely is.
is because I'm here because of my past experience. So I was working hard. I was not wasting my hours. I was just working die hard. So every
Mhm.
time I was trying to upgrade my skill to not for the company, for
For
myself only.
yourself, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Many of the time company used to say me that you have to stay 20 hours, like 15 hours a day, because there's a deadline in the next 2 days. You have to submit the projects, submit the
Mhm.
assignment, submit the project. So I was working hard. I was managing myself, that I'm working for myself, not for a company. If company is not paying me the advance salary, like the bonus that I
Right,
work,
right.
even the working hour, more than the working hour.
Uh-huh.
So I just made myself that I am working for myself. So that
Mhm.
thing upgraded me. So that skill right now I'm using it.
Which is really inspiring. I must tell you that it is really inspiring and motivating to hear this from you. And
Yeah, thank you.
it's great that you're now freelancing and you have your own business running for yourself,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you get the due respect and due acknowledgement for your work and the hard work that you've put in for all these years.
yeah. Great.
Right.
Perfect.